The views expressed on the Nova Society are those of the panelists and guests and do not necessarily reflect the views or opinions of the Phoenix Research Institute or any institution which any panel member is associated. Welcome back to the Nova Society, a space where dialogue deepens understanding and civic responsibility comes to life. I'm Dr. Mark Bound, joined by our regular panel, Dr. Scott Gershwer and Dr. Brooklyn Ann Weldon. Together, we'll unpack the stories that matter most, exploring the headlines, the history, and the big ideas shaping today's conversations. Let's dive in and hear what the panel has for us today.
All right, Brooke, what have we got today?
All right, so today we have a question from David, who lives in Pauls Valley, Oklahoma. And David asks, well, Trump got his Peace Prize. What an embarrassment for FIFA. Yeah, I definitely agree. But in usual Trump fashion, he was almost gleeful and acted like a child winning his first spelling bee. Yeah, FIFA is a large, influential international organization, and it seems to be massaging Trump's ego. Why? Who knows? Since he is less about peace and more about himself. I also see that the Cambodian peace deal he, quote, worked out, unquote, seems to be failing. He claims to have orchestrated a peace deal between Rwanda and Congo, but the fighting there continues. So I don't see what the GOP is talking about when they tout his diplomatic accomplishments. But now we have the Trump Institute for Peace. Yeah, the United States Institute for Peace, of course, got changed. Trump wanted to change the name. Do you think the next president might change that name back?
Gee,
I certainly hope so. David, I certainly hope so. I do not like the Trump Institute of Peace or the Trump anything unless it's Trump toilets. Okay, Mark Scott, what do you have?
Well, I think that this just shows, of course, this is the first Peace Prize that FIFA has ever given out. And it shows how corrupt FIFA is. And FIFA, you're right, David, it is an influential international organization, absolutely. Big in all those countries that play soccer, which is everybody pretty much but us. And the fact is that they're corrupt. They've always been corrupt. They've found a kindred spirit in Donald Trump. Somebody as corrupt as they are. And they're basically, I don't know if it's, they're kissing his butt or what they're doing and why they did this. But there's got to be some incentive for FIFA to do it. I don't know what this incentive is. We may never know what the incentive is, but guaranteed, FIFA didn't do this. They didn't do it out of the goodness of their heart or because they believed in it in any way. They did it because there's some advantage to them. Maybe the upcoming World Cup. There's an advantage somewhere for them there. I don't know. But it just goes to show the corruption that is FIFA. So my thing is, and Scott asked a question in a recent podcast about, coming to the United States to watch some of the games that are going to be here. And we, of course, said, don't do that. I want to know what people across that really follow FIFA and know that they're corrupt. And I don't care what country, they all know FIFA is pretty much a corrupt thing. I want to know how you feel about FIFA as an organization now. Is this enough to kind of, be over the top even for you? I mean, because there's been a lot of people that FIFA could have recognized with some sort of peace prize. Pele. I mean, there's just so many. The list is massive, and they never did. But we're going to recognize Orange Jesus and watch him gleefully snatch the award, put it around his own neck, and basically, so happy with himself. And I'm glad he got his Peace Prize. Now maybe he'll shut the hell up about it.
Yeah, I don't know anything about FIFA other than, it seems like a fairly poorly run organization as far as ethics are concerned. I will say this. In the Congo, Rwanda is fighting again. 200,000 people fleeing as M23 advances, dozens of people dying. All right, so can we scratch that one off the list of conflicts that he has resolved? Please. Can somebody go, what is that? 8, it was 8, now it's 7. Let's take a look at Thailand and Cambodia. Hundreds of thousands of Thais and Cambodians flee the border as fighting rages on, as Trump says that he wants to intercede. Please, Donald, don't don't intercede. Don't send U.S. troops to Cambodia. It really didn't work out too well last time. So can we scratch that one off
Yeah,
the list?
we're down to 6.
All right.
Yeah, Trump won't though. He'll increase his list. Sorry, he'll and oh, by the way, he'll take that FIFA Peace Prize and he'll say, "Now I really deserve. See what I got? See what I got? Now I really deserve the Nobel Prize because I have a FIFA prize." He's not going to let the Nobel Prize go.
As far as the other, so Congo, Cambodia out. Do we know what the others are? Let's say Gaza. All right, nothing good going on in Gaza.
No, nothing good going on in Ukraine.
Right, nothing going on in Ukraine. We're actually starting a war out of nowhere in Venezuela.
Yeah.
Or let's say Armenia. Let's say
yeah, there you go.
Is the peace holding in Armenia?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Has there ever been peace in Armenia?
Once again, I don't know. I have no clue.
I mean, this is all got a very emperor's got no clothes on type of thing, and everybody's kind of running around going, "Wow, you are really sharp looking in those duds, sir." And it just doesn't make any sense at all. Like we're living in a time where make believe is everything. You know, the whole Trump thing seems to be all about just pretending. You know, you put on the right uniform, you put the right hat on, you right. We got the reports of the FBI director Kash Patel refusing to leave the airplane until he could get an FBI like combat vest on, even though he was just going to a press conference, but he wanted to look like he was, dealing with a hostage siege or something like that. Like there's just this air, the whole, obviously the Kristen Noem having an outfit for every occasion, that there's this like make believe is real. And that's all they want to do is just make believe. And that makes it real. So he gets a phony ribbon from FIFA, and he gets to go out there and brag about all the peace deals he's making, and none of it's real. I forget what the question was that we're supposed to be answering right now, but it like none of this. Paul's David from Paul's Valley, Oklahoma, wherever that is. Yeah, it's just like there's nothing actually going on. And whoever the next president is going to be, I hope it's a Democrat. I don't like any of the Republicans who I think are going to be running. So I already know, I don't know who the Democrats might nominate. I'm probably going to hate them too, but I like them a lot more than I like whoever the Republicans are going. Whether it's J.D. Vance, Marco Rubio, who's sold his soul to the devil, Doug Burgum, whoever else it might be, the former Secretary of State who made the deal with the Taliban. That's working out so well. I think we've sent $45 billion to the Taliban. It's just not real. There's nothing real about it. It's just made up stuff that people are kind of nodding their heads and going along with it and saying, yes, sir, you're doing a great job. It all has to come down. There's got to be a de-Stalification of America and just get every shred of Trump out of there. Like even his own privately held buildings need to be bought and renamed. There can be nothing left of him once this is all over, other than trying to find out what Putin has on him and why he acts the way he acts when it comes to Russia.
It's an alternate reality. And I'll be honest, it causes, the people that follow Trump and stay with Trump, they're in that alternate reality. And unfortunately, because of the conflict with Trump, it causes the opposite side to go into sometimes an alternate reality. I get feeds that come up here all the time. David Pakman and Brian Taylor Cohen. great shows, but they kind of sensationalize some of the stuff a little bit, way beyond what it really means. They try to make you think that it's more than it actually is, and that's unfortunate because there's a lot of important things going on, and sometimes you got to look at it. It's just a little step that you need to take, but they do. They take it, and I know that there's people that's their echo chamber. Brian Taylor Cohn, and that's where they get their information. And in many ways, it's what makes people afraid. And I'm gonna give a shout out to, and not a good shout out this time, to Robert Reich. He has the Coffee Clutch every Saturday morning, and I used to watch it, listen to it faithfully, and I don't anymore because it's the same old, the sky is falling. Yes, it's bad. It is definitely bad, no doubt, Mr. Secretary. It is bad, but it's not as bad as you're making it out. And then they go on all these tangents of how it could be badness. And I think in a lot of ways, you're just frightening everybody, where really what we got to do is, batten down the hatches and survive the storm for the next 3 years and do better in 2028. That really should be the message. Boy, we screwed up. Let's accept that we screwed up. Those that voted for Trump, you screwed up. Let's
never
fix it.
vote again.
Never vote. Yeah. Just fix it instead of having to, be overly concerned about, what this means and what that means and what this could mean. I think it's just, it's basically, creating that fear. All right. That's it.
Yep. So thank you both. Thank you to our listeners. Scott, did you want to add anything?
Just thank you for your indulgence while I deal with my bereavement.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Poor Scott and the Mets.
Oh, it's horrible. We'll do one on the Mets next week.
When Scott's had time to recover a little bit.
Right.
Well, yeah. So
I'll be an Orioles fan by then.
Heck, I'm afraid I'm going to have to become a Braves fan. Oh, Lord. What the hell?
I think that would be a bridge too far. I don't think I could. Sorry.
Okay. All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
And that's all the time we have for today's episode. The Nova Society is a production of Nova Society Media, a division of the Phoenix Research Institute. We want to thank our production partners, Buzzsprout, who hosts the Nova Society, Audacity, our editing team, Apple Podcasts, the largest source of podcast and music online, Spotify, the most popular platform for the Nova Society, and iHeartRadio, your destination for all things music and podcasting. The Nova Society is available on all of these and other quality platforms listed in our description. And most importantly, we want to thank you, our listeners. Without your support, the Nova Society could not be possible. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing on the platform of your choice. It's easy, it's free, and helps our channel grow. For questions or comments, you can reach us at nova.society.podcast@gmail.com. So on behalf of Dr. Brooklyn Ann Weldon, Dr. Scott Gershworth, and all of our production partners here at the Nova Society, I'm Dr. Mark Bound. Remember, the true power of society is knowledge. Thank you for listening, and we hope to see you again next time.
Hi, everyone. This is JJ, the co-founder of Good Pods. If you haven't heard of it yet, Good Pods is like Goodreads or Instagram, but for podcasts. It's new, it's social, it's different, and it's growing really fast. There are more than 2 million podcasts, and we know that it is impossible to figure out what to listen to. On Good Pods, you follow your friends and podcasters to see what they like. That is the #1 way to discover new shows and episodes. You can find Good Pods on the web or download the app. Happy listening!